Our collective failure to meet this challenge, year after year, decade after decade, has led us to the breaking point.
So America gets to decide. Do you want the Democratic plan or do you want the Republican plan? Remember, the Republican plan, don't get sick. And if you do get sick, die quickly.
What government agency has done such a great job that you'd want to rely on them for your health care? Just start naming a couple.
I'll tell you what your plan does. It increases the size of government, it increases the intrusion of government, it increases the taxes on virtually every single American, kills jobs, will destroy health care in this nation. And you stand over there proudly trumpeting this plan that we got this morning. This plan. You ought to be ashamed.
I'll be working the rest of my life for this sense of security, and I'll probably die without it. I know it's messed up, just... I mean, it is just my own personal experience, and granted, there are a lot of people out there that aren't suffering, so it's understandable that they think everything is fine. I have been sick before. I've had $2 million of medical bills in 1 year, and I'm afraid that could happen again. And being that I've been sick, I'm essentially uninsurable. So naturally, I'm kind of worried for my future because of that. And I think I'm not the only one. So I realize that a lot of people are just like, "Oh, cry me a river, get a real job like the rest of us." But I feel like what I'm doing has, even if you don't appreciate what I do, there's a place for it in society. And heaven forbid all artists got a real job, and all writers got a real job, and all inventors and poets, and just so they could get health care. I mean, could you imagine how uncultured our society would be if we all gave in to that need for security and gave up every form of art? In fact is, most artists do. Lots of artists, they give up their dreams and their art and their creative independent thinking in order to just have a job that they're not terribly passionate about and that they don't really contribute as much, just for health care.
My hope is to set example. This is a solution to basic medical care provisions. Advanced care involves visits or procedures performed at emergency room, hospitals, or by specialists, all of which are expensive. Basic care, on the other hand, involves regular visit to your doctors to maintain your chronic medical problems, screening exams, and urgent care medicine, which is taking care of your acute illness or injuries. Basic care medicines doesn't involve specialized procedures. What you need is just medical doctors, pair of stethoscopes, prescription pad, and basics tests like strep tests, mono tests, or x-rays, all of which for the last decade is not increasing in cost. Okay? What happened in the last few years is advanced care has increased in cost, and it has taken basic care with it, okay, making the whole healthcare system expensive. This is a great opportunity for me and for my staff, my organization, to make a difference for our patient by helping to bring the healthcare costs down and also setting example for a solution to our healthcare crisis. It's about making a difference.
We can't simply say healthcare is a right. It's not. It's something that someone has to pay for. I can't see how it's not considered a wonderful system. We depend on doctors, nurses, and professionals in the healthcare business, and they provide their best services to us. In our situation where we were unable to meet all of the necessary needs, they were able to sit down with us and counsel with us and discuss how our needs could be taken care of. And it was up to the hospital, not to the government, that we turned. and worked out our situation. They are not the professionals. They have no right to be in the hospital room with you.
What I'm thinking is that I'm either on a slow spiral down, or I have to do something really smart and creative and get some help. If I paid for the medical insurance, but not the gas and the wages, and lost the company, the insurance company was definitely going to tell me, this is not a company policy, you've got no company anymore. And so I kept Handyvan, but I let the insurance go. Well, now our group isn't big enough, and look at my pre-existing conditions have multiplied incredibly, and I don't know what the answer to health care is. The issue I know is health care, not health insurance. And I know that we need something much more fundamental and major than what I hear being talked about by the politicians. I think they're talking about a lot of stuff, but I'm afraid they're not getting to what we really need.
Wake up, America. The only plan that we can have that can work is universal, single-payer, not-for-profit health care. Break the chains, the shackles that these insurance companies have on our political process.
We will not allow a bureaucrat or a politician to get in the middle between that doctor and that patient.
We are the only democracy, the only advanced democracy on earth, the only wealthy nation that allows such hardship for millions of its people.